I remember one time we were first in beginning our missions, and we you know, you're not as good until you really fly missions, the crew, the pilot, the co-pilot, whatever you're doing, until you really get to understand what you're really doing. And I think it was about our third or fourth mission, and a German fighter came straight at us and went right in between our formation. I saw him. I saw the guy. Couldn't believe it, that he would come in. Now you're talking about maybe 15 planes, and each one of them have you know, 50 caliber machine guns, and a hell of a lot of them. 2 in the front, 2 underneath, 2 on top, 2 on each side, you know. And this guy came flying in right through our formation, and he made it. But oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there going, this plane is coming right at us.
They were as close as being the best as any of them. They used to fly through our squadrons, and all of a sudden you get a whoosh. Now, only a lunatic would do that, or a terrific pilot.
At that stage of the game, they already had the Messerschmitts, and they flew higher, faster.
The jets?
No, they weren't jets.
The 109.
They had some jets. They had Me-262, these were Messerschmitts. We had them come through our formation, but their problem was they didn't have enough fuel for enough time. They had 8 minutes of fuel, so they make one pass, and they can shoot down a few planes while they're making a pass, but then they got to go land to get more fuel. So they really weren't potent enough. They didn't have enough made, enough constructed, and they weren't potent because they didn't have the fuel.
Here was the lead, here was the right, here was the left, and sometimes there was tail Charlie, what the hell do they call him? Yeah, he was in a formation like that, for a plane to come through intentionally didn't make sense. And coming from above us, he was just beating the hell out of us.
Fighters, strictly fighters. They had fighters at them because we were en route to the target, and they wanted to keep us. They had a lot of aircraft factories in the Brunswick area, and they wanted us keep us from knocking them out. They had to keep replenishing the planes that we were knocking down. So that.
Where did they hit your engine, your fuel tanks, or where did they just hit your entire aircraft? Do you remember? Was it just too confusing?
You mean where they're hitting us?
Yeah, actually, your aircraft, where the German fires act. Do you remember that at all, or is it just too much?
Well, here most of them hit 20mm cannon shells. As soon as it pierces the plane, the skin of the plane blows up in the plane. So they don't have to shoot at an engine or anything else. They just shoot one at a body of the plane, it'll blow up in the plane.
I mean, what the hell is this? I mean, they came in so fast, and they didn't have any props. And there was, I guess there was 12 planes in that formation. And I'm sitting there, and the next thing I know, they're gone. Whew, gone. It was 120 men.
When you got the P-51s with the external tanks, they would take you in, then they'd turn around and go back, and when they turned back, you had another group that came in and took over.
We went after the buzz bombs. And as we were, God, I remember, we're coming along and everything is peaceful, and, you know, I don't know where our fighters' protection were. I think that was a time when, you know, they timed everything where when the P-51s would finally get belly tanks, they could take us all the way in. They would take us so far, and then they would leave, and another group would come screaming in and pick us up. Like, once you went to your target, you know,